Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, and welcome back to another speed building video. And this is another sort of modern style house similar to the one next door. I mean, similar in the fact that there's lots of dark and masculine type colors and decorating style, but I wasn't really thinking for any particular sim. You could have, anyone you wanted to live here. It's just something I wanted to create, and it was based off of a picture I saw on Pinterest because I've been like obsessed browsing on Pinterest and looking at different architectural styles and different house styles. And yeah, anytime I find one that I'm like, yes, I could definitely build something similar to that, I just been going for it. So this is what I came up with. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I like it a lot, actually. It came together really nicely, and when the walls were half down, or you know what I mean, where you're in like play mode where the walls are, they're half up, right? That's what you call it. It looked nice, and it doesn't always look nice when the walls are half down, and usually I play with walls up just because I want to see all the pretty decorations, but I think the floor plan with this house complemented playing that style really well. So even if you don't like the interior design of this house, like colors and stuff, it's a playable house, so you could go in and change the colors around and suit it to fit your taste or whatever sims you are playing with. But I think the base of the house structurally is good. I'm pretty proud of it, and I think it turned out really nicely. And so I was kind of going for a very cold concrete theme in this house, and mostly because of that wall right there. It was in the picture that I was referencing. It actually had a wall on the other side of it too, but I put like a little one. You see there's like a little half wall. I didn't put like the full extent that the reference picture had, but I thought that maybe that was some sort of concrete barrier, concrete wall, and that's what I used to kind of separate it from the neighbor's house. It's a little bit weird, but I think it looks kind of cool and it's a little bit interesting, and I don't know, I probably wouldn't have done that if the picture didn't have anything similar to that. So yeah, but these pillars were glitching out quite a bit, so I do make it look a little bit different, but I liked the pattern a lot, so I kept one on the bottom and then used a thinner one up through the center just to make it look a little bit more complete, like structurally complete and not so weird. So that's what I went with, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with the landscaping with this, so I kept it pretty minimal and used these concrete flower boxes to do most of it. And the picture I was referencing also had this long brick piece on the building, and so that was the main thing that drew me to this house, and that's why I wanted to build it. So yeah, I definitely had to keep that in. I did use some of the brick on the interior, and I tried not to. At first I wasn't going to, because I feel like I do that a lot lately. When I have brick on the exterior, I try to bring it onto the interior, so I didn't really want to do that too much, but I couldn't help myself, so it's a little bit. It's just a tiny bit, I promise. It's not like a whole lot. I didn't go overboard. At least I don't think I did. In my opinion, it's not overboard anyhow. And it does have a nice little backyard patio area, not too much like yard or garden space. It's more just like a patio, so it has a pool on the patio, and it has a couple planter boxes if you did want to plant anything, and then there's a little dining area as well as a barbecuer. So I do end up exchanging this for a fence because the half walls just seemed a little bit too like barricaded and closed off, but I still kept tall fences, but I didn't complete them all the way around the backyard. So I don't know, this is kind of what I went for. And I did lots of greenery, which I don't know, I guess I kind of did more landscaping than I remember doing, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not traditional landscaping is maybe why I thought that. But on the sides of the house is where I did more landscaping. I did like a lot on the right or left side of the house, and then on the right side of the house there's some going up the concrete wall. I don't know, it's a little bit different, so I guess I don't know quite how to explain it. And I didn't create any access to the balconies. Now you could easily do that if you wanted to put doors, but I liked the way the windows looked so I didn't add any doors to the balconies. So I don't know, you could add those if you wanted to. I just decided that I just thought of the balconies as more for looks rather than for practical purposes. And you may have saw for a little bit there, I was contemplating putting blue flowers mixed in with the orange flowers because I thought they would complement each other really nicely, but I don't think they were the right shades of blue and orange, so I just went with all orange flowers. And I also took some of the orange onto the interior as well. As you'll notice, I really wanted to use these floors. They're one of the color swatches of the basketball flooring, and it's that really deep, like reddish burgundy brown color. You'll see here in a moment. I really wanted to use those, so I based the entire interior decorating around those flooring, and then brought some pops of orange in, which I thought was a little bit weird with the flooring, but I liked it, and so I just went with it and kind of made it work. I don't know, you'll see. Hopefully you guys like it. I think it came together in the end. It has, I don't know, since it's kind of a cold concrete build, having these warm colored floors with the pops of orange throughout the house made it feel warmer, I think, than it probably would actually be. I don't know. You guys can be the judge of it though, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you do think of it. But this is the little kitchen nook. It's very tiny but quite functional, I think. I didn't try to over clutter this build. It wasn't built for any particular Sims, so when I do that, I try to not over clutter things. And yeah, so I kept it quite minimal. One of the bedrooms is a little bit more decorated than the rest, just because I thought it was for an artist, and when I think of artist Sims or artists in general, I do think of a little bit more cluttered, but it's just like with the art easel and some paintings and stuff, so nothing too crazy in my opinion anyhow. But yeah, I went with these spa day countertops just because they were pretty simple and I thought they looked nice. But what I really like about the kitchen is what I did with shelving and the upper cabinets. So I will get them put up here in just a moment, but I put the shelving over the windows because I don't really like when people put cupboards over the windows necessarily, because it seems super unrealistic and I don't think that's how it would be done. But maybe you would hang up shelving in between the cabinets. That seems plausible in my opinion, so that's what I went with, and put some, you know, jars of food and things like that. And yeah, just, I don't know, really like the way this interior came out in general, so I think it looks pretty nice. And I don't like this refrigerator or the refrigerator I was going to use. I think I switched it out already. It was like, I don't know, it's the only one that fits with the cabinets, but it has no pretty swatches, and it almost looks like, I don't know, it has a weird look to it, and I just don't really like it. But anyways, we are decorating the shelving and the countertops, and so it has some decorations, but I didn't like try to fill up every nook and cranny and every slot on the shelves, or move objects too much to, you know, clutter the countertops. Just a few items that I thought would be nice to have. But I think it looks pretty nice, and I did play test this if you are concerned about anything working. I mean, I didn't like thoroughly play test it, but the Sim was able to eat and go to the bathroom and sleep, so I mean, that's all your necessary things to make your Sim live, I guess. But this is the living room, so you'll notice that it's open to the kitchen and dining room area. There's only that archway that I built that is separating the two, and then there are two bedrooms upstairs, a bathroom upstairs, and also a bathroom downstairs, kind of to the side and behind the staircase, which we will decorate just after the living room. And when I put these orange chairs down is when I decided that I wasn't too sure about the flooring. So I was like, well, maybe I should change the flooring. And then I kind of realized that the painting that I hung above the dining table matched really well, and I like the painting, so I'm like, I'm just gonna make this orange work with these floors, and I will just make everything else, you know, continue to be black and gray just to tone it down a bit, because since those are such loud things, I don't know, I ended up throwing orange rugs, and I just love it. I think it looks pretty cool and is quite funky. But this is the downstairs bathroom. It does have a stand-up shower, a sink, and toilet. The upstairs does have a full bath and shower combination. That way, if you need a bath for any reason, you can, you know, have one to use. And yeah, just as the rest of the house, the bathrooms aren't overly decorated, just a few little items and, you know, just a little bit of decorations, nothing too much. I really didn't want to, I don't know, over clutter it, like I said. And so since I didn't do that, it did take me only like an hour and a half to do this entire build, which for me is very, very fast, because usually I take 4 to a bazillion hours to build anything. Like usually I would say on average 4 to 5 hours to do a build, especially if it's a bigger build than like maybe 5-6 hours. But an hour and a half to me is like booking it. So I was pretty pleased, because as most of you may know, since I am finishing up school, I don't have much time to spend building, and especially building large things that take a very long time. I mean, I could, but I'd get a build out maybe once a week, and that's not exactly what I want to do. I like sharing things on the channel and, you know, talking with you guys. So if I only have a build come out once a week, I think that'd be kind of sad. So yeah, doing these quick builds is really nice to do. And this is the upstairs bathroom. There is no ensuite, but I mean, you could probably rearrange the floor plan if you wanted one. But yeah, just a family bathroom, shared bathroom. And I hear people talk about that. I think in most countries it's not common to have an ensuite, but in the US where I live, it's pretty common to have an ensuite. I've lived in quite a bit of houses, and I think most of them have had ensuites. My parents have an ensuite. My husband and I's house has an ensuite. Our house that we bought had an ensuite. And we even had an old trailer home that we lived in like right after we first moved to California, and that even had an ensuite half bath in one of the bedrooms. So ensuites are pretty common in general. I say they're pretty common. So yeah, if you wanted to add one, is my point anyways. And this is the more artist looking bedroom, so it's the most cluttered of any of the rooms just because of the artwork and the painting easel, but even then it's super, not super cluttered. And yeah, I didn't really have it in mind for any particular sim other than an artist, I guess. I don't know. I just like art, so I always think of art sims or want to add an art sim into almost every build, and I try not to. And usually I add artist sims unconsciously, and when I don't add an artist sim, it's conscious because I have to actively not decorate it for an artist sim, which is kind of silly. But I mean, if you follow me on Twitter at all, you may know that I do share pictures of art sometimes. I've shared a couple things of a couple paintings and a couple sketches that I have done, and so I don't know, you may know that I am an art lover, or have just heard me mention it on here. So yeah, that's why I tend to like artist sims. And yeah, this is the main bedroom. I assumed it would be for parents, but it could be, roommates could live here too. This could be one of the roommates' rooms, and the other room could be for another roommate, or yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have anything particular in mind. I was more just basing it off of the picture that I saw on Pinterest and wanted to build a house that looked like it. So yeah, this is the little backyard patio, and like I said, it doesn't have a whole lot of garden space. There's only the 2 planter boxes, the grill, and a little place to eat outside. And then yeah, a swimming pool too, which is pretty nice. For it being such a small backyard, having a swimming pool is pretty good. And you could put a diving board on there too if you wanted to, just to add more pool activities, but I didn't decide to do that. And also a hot tub might be really nice back there as well, or a yoga mat or anything like that. But anyways, we are almost to the screenshot, so I should wrap up my rambling right here. And yeah, I just thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. And yeah, thank you so much. And please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.